Okay guys, so just for this video, I'm going to be voice recording over the whole thing. Yeah, so basically this is my first engine job that I've ever done. This, like the most I've done in the car is cold air intake or something. But let me let you hear this one clip real quick before I get into the video.
Sorry, I ran a little bit behind. Nah, that's fine. You're fine. I'm recording if that's okay. Just for you too. So that's just the only thing that you guys took off is the front bumper? Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
Alright guys, listen to the engine when under all the exhaust noise. You'll hear it. Alright, for those who heard it, it is the beginning of a knocking engine. Well, it's already knocking, but it's the beginning of a journey to take the ride out of the engine block. So it's kind of hard to hear over the exhaust being cut, but there's a lot of red flags in this deal. Only because it's such a cheap car for what it is. It's a 2005 Chrysler 300C, and it just doesn't have a front bumper, and you've seen that little damage on the driver's side fender. But this was pretty much essentially a fully loaded Chrysler 300C without nav. There was no nav. Everything else was there. Had the cold weather group, all types of stuff, right? Transit in limo, not sure why, but clean title for $800. Now, as you guys see here, we're towing it home, and I'm geeked at this point. Now, mind you, this is my first engine job ever, and here's an overview of the vehicle. And on top of that, it had the rare cloth door panels, the cloth inserts on door panels. My bad. But in the interior was super clean. Yeah, as you guys see, I'm just going around it here. But yeah, also, like I'm gonna insert a clip, maybe this video or next video, of it running, and when I put it in the charger. Now, like without the noise. When the noise stops, because the noise stops, it doesn't. It didn't keep knocking.
Guys, so
It ran very smooth. But anyway, here, as you guys see, I took the core support off. Intake manifold is off. Coil packs are off. I shouldn't have took those off. I didn't need to take those off. I didn't know at the time. This is my first engine job ever. This is the most This is the most mechanically involved job I've done. I'm not sure if I used that right, but everything I've done is pretty much it's easy for the average person that knows what they're doing. Not nothing too intensive though. But I didn't have to remove this either. I'm not sure why I did. Again, this is my first time doing anything into this time. I mean, in this section of work, but as you guys see, I have it all. Oh, okay. Make sure when you're doing this job, if you are doing this job, make sure you cover all the intake ports up. If it is the good engine, of course, which in this case, at the time I thought it was, but when you're doing these Hemis, there's a few things that you need to look out for, and there's a few things that you need to spray some PB Blast on, depending on what year the car is. But for all car Hemis, this should be relatively the same. There's really no differences in the engine bay. So
there will be a vacuum line.
I'm not sure what I'm still doing here. Oh, I'm showing that. Okay. Also, that the core support on this car was bent in, so I did have to take it off anyway, but you won't have to take it off if you don't want to. This job isn't very complicated. It's actually pretty simple now that I've done it. I think 3 times. Just for one car, by the way. But also, I'm showing here the harnesses. That's the squeeze harness.
These right here are your
that is the slide to the side harness. I mean, plug, squeeze plug, and slide to the side plug. Those are the only 2 plugs that you'll encounter.
You will have to take
during this
EGR tube off.
You also don't have to remove the EGR valve.
Two 8mm bolts. Right
you don't have to remove that. I did learn that after
I
did this one.
Right here.
These plugs, you won't be able to move this harness right away because the oil pressure sensor is kind of in like a dip. You gotta go a little bit lower
so now I'm
to unplug it
under the car, and I don't have to.
And then you'll be able to move it to the side. But here I go under the car now. As you guys see, the thing is pretty clean there. So another thing that
as you guys
if this
see,
is the donor card, you might as well just if it has cats, then cut those cats off. Get that stuff out your way because it's so much easier without those cats in the way. You don't really have to drop the whole exhaust. That's really.
So
I didn't even have to drop the exhaust on the Charger. So anyway. There is. Sorry about that. Everything here is 15mm bolts.
No, it's not necessary.
No, let me see if I can remember the exact number. I think it was 915.
Don't quote me on that, but you don't have to.
915. No, 8 15mm bolts, 2 5/8 bolts on. That's holding the engine to the trans.
I think it's up to you actually. So yeah.
And actually,
and as for my knocking engine on my Charger,
3 of those 15mm bolts. There is going to be a 13mm bolt nut.
No, it's not an engine
that is holding on the ground. Which there's one that you can get from the bottom, and then the 2 at the top. Now, also don't forget the flywheel bolts. Those are also 13mm bolts, and the access panel is taken off by a 10mm bolt. Now,
this is a pretty simple.
Everything here is pretty self-explanatory. It's super easy now, but back then I'm like, oh my god. So there is a few plugs here on the side of the engine, on each side actually. Those are squeeze plugs, and you'll be able to take those off. And I mean, this pretty much is. It's super simple. Take the radiator hose off, of course. Now, when you're coming out with the engine, even if you didn't take the core support off, the AC lines like to be completely in your way for some reason. And let's see. Oh, is this? Oh, okay. I see what I'm doing here. So basically, the harnesses are mounted on these studs around the valve covers, and you want to make sure you want to take them off so you don't rip anything out. But here it is out of the car. Motor mount bolt broke, so it had to stay in there. So I took it off from the side. As you see, that 5.7 liter stamp. These things get so rusty. Also, you don't have to take the whole MDS Valley, the Valley harness off. You don't have to take that off. You don't really have to take much off. Alright, now that I have inserted another clip, this job is pretty simple once you do it the first time. If you're trying to do it again, it's very simple. The motor mount bolt will break on you. It's just going to happen unless your car is a newer car. But anyway, I mean, it's pretty much it for this video, man. I was really bummed out when this happened, and I haven't uploaded in a while. I've been super busy with crypto and actually doing this car's engine and stuff. that took a lot of time because it started getting cold out. Nice days were going away, and I did take all these stickers off the car. I had to get that stuff off. It took forever to take them off too. So thanks for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and help me reach 50. And bye.